Feel great today. It takes a while. You have to be the captain of your own ship. And doctors in the medical world are just like any other profession, you know? And you got a lot of people on these teams doing it. And you just have to dig in and get everybody in the right place, get the right people, and pray for the right results. And I finally got it in a spot where I'm really comfortable with it. And everything's trending really well right now.
When you were diagnosed with cancer, did you get scared?
I did. But that's a bridge that you've never crossed before. And I just lost an acquaintance. We were playing golf in September of 21 up at the lake house. And my buddy had his college buddy in. And we're all playing golf, having a beer. My buddy goes, "This guy never sleeps." And I didn't know him. I didn't know if he'd lost weight or had any. It's the first time I ever met him. Played golf 3 days with the guy. He had to go play in a cash tournament at Vegas. When he left there, got back to Oklahoma City, and about 2 weeks later, Lance called me and said, "Hey, remember that guy you met up the lake?" He goes, he's got like 2 weeks to live. He finally went in and got a checkup. He'd up with cancer and sent him home. Lance went and seen him, and he died like 10 days later. So a month later, I get diagnosed. And a month after that, my son's fiance doesn't have a father, and she asked him if I'd walk her down the aisle at my son's wedding. And I'm going, well, if I'm like the last guy, I ain't going to make it. So hell yeah, I got scared. I wrote it. I was writing it. Clint Eastwood inspired it, but it's like I was writing it. Clint's 93, still plays golf every day. So when I wrote it, it was like, I didn't know those in the next few years that I was going to have to be looking those words square in the face, you know? And as much as they're words to live by when you're old, they're just as much words to live by when you're battling a fatal type disease that can be fatal, you know? So it's like, you know, I never knew I was going to have to do that. So I think with me being out of the public's eye, COVID and fighting cancer 2 years and really not being out there going, I'm in my 30th year and I'd never taken a year off. So now disappearing 3 years and then the word hitting the street and everybody knowing that what I was battling and then showing up at this deal and singing that song, it just spotlighted the moment and the song so much that when I hit the stage, it was like everybody was wanting to see what's left, you know, what's he got left. And so I had their attention. And then you drop that heavy hitting song on them. And it was just a magical moment.
What do we need to do to get you into the Hall of Fame?
Don't ask me. I don't know how that works.
How's your health? How's everything going?
It's going pretty good.
They usually
it's a roller
die,
coaster, and it takes a little while to get your brain wrapped around it. And then you get to a point where you just say, hey, this is what I do, and you can't let it define, you know, your future. You can sit around and wait. But the thing that I've had to overcome is the surgery I had on my stomach. They had to stitch on my diaphragm. So, and not using it to sing every night, that is a muscle, you know. So I've had to really work that to get it. So where I sing really, really hard and really, really violent and loud. And I didn't have that last 10% on the bottom where I could just really belt anything, you know. Like when I sang MacArthur Park at Carnegie Hall, it was like opera stuff. So I don't know if I could do that, but what I do on stage is no problem. So it's like I've had to work on that diaphragm, and it's getting better all the time. But I went through about 3 hours yesterday off and on, you know, going through our list, working it up, and I didn't have any issues.
Toward the one thing that I do best, and give that a run. And it was music. Today the oil field's like a video game. When I broke out in it, when my dad and my grandfather came out, it was just hard work. And both my grandfather and my father were both veterans, but when I came along in the 70s, there was no draft. So I went in the oil field, and the oil field was the closest thing to learning to respect people, to be disciplined and to grow up. It made a man out of me.
Well, and part of the off-field ethic is you work.
You work.
You hurt, you work.
Yeah.
I don't know how it was in Oklahoma, but in Texas it was, if you don't have a temperature or fever of more than 105, you come to work.
No, they do. And it's 24/7 a lot of time. Service companies like we were in were 24/7, and you go out 3 days, you come back, and you sleep when they're filling the mud. They'll take and fill casing with mud, and that's your 30-minute nap, and you just go. And at 18 years old, it made me a man.
As we are still commemorating mourning and also pay tributes to the legend that is Toby Keith, who passed away on February 5th at the age of 62. It's been really a very devastating, and very sad news when we actually broke out this story of the passing on of Toby Keith. This is a man who actually was really very inspirational, very legendary with regards to the country music genre, and he's been regarded as one of those legends who is highly respected, and of course he's been highly appreciated. Just recently he was even awarded one of those most prestigious awards within country music. According to the statement that was released by the family on his official social media pages and of course his website, they said Toby Keith actually passed away as a result of issues that were related to the stomach. According to the statement still, they said he's a man who actually put up a very strong fight, a brave fight with this illness, and of course they said please respect the family's privacy in this exact moment in time as they are grieving, mourning, and also celebrate the life, the legacy, and of course also his achievements, because he is being not only being appreciated within his family, but this is a man who was loved entirely in the whole world, not only in the US but also in the entire globe at large. They say he's been an Oklahoma native, and he worked, by the way, early on in an oil field as a semi-pro American also football player during his early years, and by the time in around 1990 when he actually started peeping through his music career. Remember he made his debut with that popular single in around 1993. So he was into American football, he worked in an oil field company, and by the time he released that solo single that actually became popular, even at a time when there was no social media, very few radios, very few televisions, and he broke out, it means he's a man who was really very much talented, very much hardworking, because at a time to break through it wasn't really something very simple. So we'll be keeping you updated. We'll be continuing to actually celebrating and also pay tributes, and of course even other celebrities are coming out to pay their tributes to the legend who passed away on February 5th. In this exact moment in time, all we are going to continue saying is we send our prayers to the family, friends, the fans, and everyone